Hello everyone, today we're making water lily cupcakes. These will be perfect for Mother's Day because they're very pretty. I found this idea in a book called Cupcakes, Cookies, and Pie, Oh My by Tack and Richardson. I will put a link in the description box to their website if you're interested in checking the book out. For this recipe you will need white chocolate or candy melting wafers. I'm holding candy melting wafers in the video here. I will put information about those in the description box if you don't know anything about them, so go check that out. I've melted these in the microwave at 50% power, and if you find the candy melts to be too thick, you can thin them out by using a little bit of vegetable shortening or some low taste vegetable oil. Now to make the petals you'll need some plastic spoons. You need plastic spoons because they have to be flexible in order to remove the petals after they've hardened. I experimented with this technique and I found that the best way to do it was to put a little bit of the melted candy melts on the back of the spoon and then give them a little tap. That has two purposes. It spreads it out a little bit and it also makes it nice and smooth. If the petal's not quite to your liking, you can spread it out a little bit more to get the shape that you want. Just make sure that you stay in the center of the back of the spoon and don't go too near the edges of the spoon. If you go too near the edges, it'll be harder to remove the petals. You can also dip the back of the spoon into the candy melts, like I'm doing here, and I'm just going to show you what happens if you make large petals that cover the entire back of the spoon. And one more time, this is the technique that I found worked best for me. A little bit of candy melts on the back of the spoon. Spread it out into the rough shape that you want. Give it a little tap on the side of the bowl to spread it out. Now, if you don't like the shape of the petal, you can alter it by just using a piece of paper toweling, just like that. Then you're going to put them in the refrigerator for about 5 or 10 minutes until the candy melts have hardened. Now I want to show you the one that I covered the entire back of the spoon. There we go, a very nice large petal. And believe me, I tried many of these, and each time I tried to get them off, they cracked down the middle or they split in the center. So covering the entire back of the spoon does not work very well. However, if you keep the petals small and put it in the center of the back of the spoon, they just pop right off and they're perfect. So when you make these, make sure you don't go too near the edges of the spoon. And that's why you need a flexible spoon, so that when you flex the spoon, they pop off. So you bend the back of the spoon a little bit. Then ice a cupcake in green icing. I'm just using regular buttercream frosting. I will put a link in the description box and in the annotations to the video where I show how to make this frosting. Stick the petals in. Now I found when I did this that the green frosting mounded up in the center of the flower, and since I'm going to be adding some yellow there, I thought it was too much, so I removed a little bit with the spoon. This is yellow buttercream frosting in a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off. You just squeeze, anchor it to the green, and then pull up and release, and it makes little pointy yellow peaks, and just fill up the center of the flower. And you can make any kind of flower with this. I just thought that I really liked the water lilies, so that's why I'm decorating it this way. Now for the next one, in order to stop that frosting mounding up in the center, I just put a little bit less frosting on the top of the cupcake in the center, and then inserted some of the white petals all the way around. Be gentle when you're putting the petals on because they will break if you push too hard on them. So there we go, the white petals, and then using the same technique to put the yellow center. I used about 8 petals per cupcake for this particular one. And there they are. The buttercream frosting, once it dries, will set and will hold on to the petals quite nicely. So they're pretty easy to transport if you put them in a single layer in a box. And there's the completed cupcakes. What they did in the Tack and Richardson book is they made these in a mini cupcake version, and they set them into a shallow dish of blue jello. So it looked like the water lilies were floating in a pond. And that was quite pretty. So water lily cupcakes, give them a try.